am Brian.
And I am Jen with a G. And together we are Rygen Adventures. So we are currently in
Dublin, Ireland.
And we are actually heading towards Trinity Trails. And there's also the Book of Kells. Yes. And we got here at
roughly 5 a.m.
Like roughly 5 a.m. like
local time.
And we highly recommend taking, what was it? The Dublin Express. The Dublin Express?
Oh yeah, the transportation. Yeah, there are several ways of coming to Dublin city center. We opted in for Dublin Express, which was about 90 euros per person one way.
Which was perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was perfect. And then what else okay, well, we tried to we tried to go into our hotel and get into our room, and we weren't able to, so we just chilled a little bit in the lobby area, and that hotel was called Hyatt Centric
Cities. Yes, something like that. We'll have to look it up. Yeah.
Well, now we're on our way to
Hyatt Centric.
Yeah, to Trinity Trails. So see us then. We finally arrived at Trinity College, the heart of Dublin's history. Walking through these gates and across the cobblestones, you can feel the centuries of stories here. We actually took a guided tour, which was the best way to do it. Our guide pointed out all the hidden details of the campus that you normally just walk right past. The real highlight, of course, is seeing the Book of Kells. While it's a religious gospel book at its core, it signifies so much more than that. It's a masterpiece of Irish identity and survival from the 9th century. Back when the rest of Europe was in the Dark Ages, Irish monks were here creating art so intricate, it was literally called the Work of Angels. It signifies a golden age where Ireland preserved Western culture, and seeing those vibrant hand-painted pages in person is a spiritual experience in itself. And for the Bridgerton fans, like me, this place has a major connection. The show's own Nicola Coughlan is a Trinity alumna, and she's even brought the Bridgerton World Tour right here to the campus. Between the grand soaring library and the Regency-style architecture, it feels like you've stepped into a real-life set. It's the perfect blend of ancient history and modern pop culture. It is pure magic. Hi guys, so we're back in the hotel. We took a long nap like we needed, like we anticipated to do in the beginning.
It was a monster, it was required, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Well, we needed it.
We needed that nap. And now we are headed to
Guinness Storehouse.
Okay, well we're gonna do the drum roll first.
Okay,
here we go. Guinness Storehouse. Let's see how this is. They compare it to the place in Japan, which we didn't get to go, but we'll talk about that later in the future. And let's see how it is. And there's a view of the city, so I'm looking forward to that.
Hello folks, you're just heading around the left-hand side into the middle.
Here it is. Well, guys, just down here, that's there, perfect.
While we didn't actually make it to Team Lab during our time in Tokyo, standing in the Guinness Storehouse, I totally got why people compare the two. It's less of a museum and more of a massive high-tech event space.
Before we even got to the beer, they used these incredible light installations and sensory zones to walk you through the ingredients. So we were basically activating our senses with the smell of hops and the sound of falling water before they lead you into the tasting rooms. Once we were primed, they bring you into these sleek white rooms for miniature shots of Guinness to teach you how to properly catch the flavors. From there, they give you the history of their iconic commercials and branding over the decades. Seeing how those old ads and the famous Harper logo evolved was a highlight for us. It's wild to think it all started with Arthur Guinness' massive bet back in 1759 when he was so confident he signed a 9,000-year lease on the property.
Taste the real Guinness beer.
Nobody's gonna be able to hear that.
To the far side of the room.
Do it again.
First, we want to get everyone out of that dark corner.
Thank you.
So what we're getting there is the sweetness on the tip of your tongue is from the malted barley and the beer esters. In the middle of your mouth, the coffee flavour and creamy texture is from our roasted barley. And going back your mouth, the bitterness at the very end from our lovely hops. Does everyone get some of those same flavours, yeah? Yeah? Fair play. Now, does anyone know what cheers is in Irish? You said it, go start. Now, if we didn't hear, in Ireland we say sláinte for cheers. So the count of three, and the raise unfortunately my imaginary glass. And we're going to sláinte together to good health and finish our Guinness. 1, 2, 3! Sláinte! I'll finish mine. Congrats guys, you're now all Guinness tasting experts! Gives us a clap and a cheer. Woo! In just a second, I'll let you see the lovely exit just to the right here. But first,
One of the most memorable parts of the tour was seeing the Fish on a Bicycle sculpture. It's an iconic piece of history based on their 90s commercials, which used the famous feminist slogan, "A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle." They included this to represent standing up for women and celebrating their independence, showing that women can thrive perfectly well on their own. It really shows how bold they have always been with their branding. To make the visit even more special, we decided to pay for the Stouty experience. It isn't part of the standard tour, but they take your photo and use a high-tech machine to print your face directly onto the beer foam. It was so cool to see and definitely made the experience feel more personal. The price for the visit actually depends on the specific time slot and day you choose, usually ranging between 26 euros and 30 euros, and the Stouty experience was an additional 8 euros, so about $9 on top of that. While we were there, we also learned that the entire drink is made from just 4 key ingredients: water, barley, hops, and yeast. Brian was especially a fan of the fact that Guinness supposedly contains antioxidants and heart-healthy flavonoids. Knowing that fact, that the roasted barley gives it some actual health benefits, made enjoying the extra pint even better for him.
Yeah, so good. What side you want me to start drinking?
It don't matter.
Probably around your head, right?
I'll flip my head.
Refreshing. It's good.
See, Brian?
No, don't drink from that side.
Why drink?
Not your favorite cup of tea, right?
I don't like it.
Don't worry, I'll train you.
As our last stop on this tour, we headed up to the rooftop to get the drinks that were included with our tickets. The Gravity Bar gives you a full 360-degree view of the Dublin city skyline from up top, which is incredible. We ended up staying there all the way until sunset, watching the lights come up over the city. After that, we headed back near our hotel to grab something to eat before we finally called it a day.
Good afternoon. We actually had a late start today, but you know, it's okay.
You needed that rest, right?
Yes. And now we're heading towards a museum called the
Epic Museum of Immigration.
So let's see how that goes. On our second day, the first thing we did was head to the Epic Museum, which is also called the Irish Immigration Museum. It was a blast seeing the massive impact Irish people have had on the world, especially the history of immigration to the Americas. It was also really fun getting to stamp our booklets as we passed through each area. It felt like we were collecting our own travel visas. We spent some time in the sections on Irish history, learning about the Great Famine and how these tough times pushed millions to find a new life abroad. It really put the music and culture into perspective, like finding out that Take Me Out to the Ball Game is actually about a baseball-obsessed Irish woman. Seeing the albums from legends like Sinead O'Connor and Mariah Carey showed how deep those roots go. Plus, we thought it was hilarious how much the Irish love Barack Obama. Seeing the Obama connection was definitely a highlight of the visit. Ta-da!
Nice job. Yeah, this is really nice here. It reminds me of Amsterdam a little bit. Just
Yes.
different architecture. That's another Arc de Triomphe
What, this?
on the right.
After the museum, we headed straight for the Halfpenny Bridge. Built in 1816, it was Dublin's first pedestrian bridge, originally costing a halfpenny toll to cross. It's famously known as the Lover's Bridge because of the tradition of leaving love locks on the ironwork. It's an important stop because it represents connection and transition, the physical act of moving from one side of the city to the next.
Right after crossing the bridge, we made a beeline for Dublin's own Bambino. The hype is real, it holds its own against any legendary NYC slice. Afterward, we walked off the pizza on the way back to the hotel to recharge before heading back out to hit the nightlife.
This time around, we hopped on a bus toward the bars. Well, I guess pubs. We needed to see what the Temple Bar tourist trap was all about. And we had a great time, even if we did meet some pretty questionable people along the way. I'm not exactly sure how many Guinnesses were had, well, on my end, but we walked into different pubs afterwards, and eventually the night came to an end.
Although we were having a great time out on the Temple Bar district, we got hungry, so out of convenience and tradition, we ate at a local KFC before enjoying the rest of our night. Don't be laughing, because I got the little pop.
That's fun.
Look,
That's for me.
I'm probably gonna get another one.
You what?
I never wanna hear you say, I want it that way.
We started day 3 early to catch the CityLink bus to Galway, and it was a total breeze. The ride only took 2 hours and 30 minutes, so it didn't feel long at all. We were so glad to arrive so quickly, and we couldn't be more excited to finally reach the City of Tribes. It's known as the cultural heart of Ireland, and we couldn't wait to see the colorful shop fronts and soak up the famous Galway energy, especially the street buskers and live music that are around every corner.
Hello from Galway. All right, the first thing we did, we came to our hotel, left our luggage, and went on a little exploring. We toured some of the Clodagh Ring stores, trying to get some estimates and viewing a few options of what's available out there. What else did we do?
We went and ate.
Yeah, we had some lunch. Yeah,
we ate
that was
fish and
good.
chips.
Yeah.
At McDonald's, I think that's what it's called. We're gonna put it somewhere.
Should be right off of Quay Street.
Yes, and we saw a lot of people all dressed up really, really nicely because we happen to be in Galway at the same time that they're having their summer festival races. So we're like, oh wow, everybody's just so nice. But so far so good. It's a whole completely different vibe than Dublin. Honestly, so far I like Galway more. And I just feel like, I just feel like the vibes are different. The people are a little different. Maybe it's because it's like less city, even though there's like so many tourists. The same thing, like, you know, because it's beautiful. But now, oh wait, then we went back to our hotel. This is like a tradition at this point. It's just like, let me explain to you what Ireland is for us.
Okay.
So Ireland is like, you see the Microsoft screen and it's like so peaceful and so green and so mellow. That's how we feel here, and it makes us so mellow that we're like, we want to see stuff, but like we're having the best sleep of our life. So we went, explored a little bit, and then we came back to the hotel, recuperated a little bit. I had to edit a little bit more because I'm once again far behind once again. So then we took our nap, and then we are awake and we are updating y'all on what we did so far, so we don't lose track of y'all and lose y'all.
We have not forgotten anyone.
No, we haven't. So now we're going to check out some pubs, possibly maybe eat again. Foodies here.
Yeah, a little snack here and there, you know,
Snack here
right?
and there. I think we're gonna take a photo now with the Galway girl, and
It's raining a little bit.
it is raining.
We've
a little
noticed,
bit.
so-
I mean, it happens. We
Yeah.
already knew that, so I got a
We're prepared for sure.
rain. But we could also get an umbrella here in the hotel, so that's good. They usually have umbrellas in like all the hotels. If there isn't, then you're really not that lucky. But so far so good. We're going to go out and just check out a little bit more. Maybe we might even walk to the Salt Hill. Maybe not. Maybe that's a thing for tomorrow. But tomorrow should be just as exciting because tomorrow someone's gonna be driving from the left side.
We'll see. But that's supposed to go really well.
Okay, and we're going to some spots, and you'll see later.
Taste anything?
Perfect. Thank you. Before the first day in Galway ended, even though it was cold and rainy, we had to stop for some Murphy's ice cream, and we were not disappointed. I had the Madagascar vanilla and Dingle sea salt, while my husband went for the mango and Dingle sea salt. After a quick meal at Capital Turkish Kebab House, we spent the rest of the night bar hopping. We found some interesting spots, but eventually landed in a pub with great music that was the perfect fit for the night. Good morning. Today is, I don't know, in Galway, and we are officially supposed to be going on our way to Cliffs of Moher, but today is an interesting day because if you haven't noticed, we're in a car. Brian's gonna be driving on the left side. I have a feeling we're gonna be eating food in silence today. There's gonna be a lot of to the left, and yeah, we'll tell you all about that later.
gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your eyes out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my
Our first stop from Galway City was the Cliffs of Moher, and we were so excited to finally see them. To the Irish, these cliffs are the crown jewel of the wild Atlantic Way. They represent the raw, rugged beauty of the West Coast, standing tall against the ocean for thousands of years. More than just a famous view, they are the true soul of Ireland, and we couldn't wait to get out there and see it all so up close.
Saya tinggi ke pangkin sa pabo siya patapik kalesa.
Yes.
So what do you think so far?
It's beautiful. Like, there's no words.
It is just like we imagined.
Settling our sweat, and I don't think
Standing at the Cliffs of Moher, you can really feel the incredible energy of the place. We looked out and could see the Aran Islands and the 12 Pins Mountains in the distance. Between the crashing waves and the seabirds nesting in the rock layers, it was just as powerful and positive vibe. The air quality was so crisp and fresh, it felt amazing to just breathe it all in. As we left and started our drive towards the city of Cobb, seeing all the cattle grazing along the rolling green hills was a highlight of the trip.
una chica que me quiera, que sea mi compañera, y que siempre me acompañe a la escuela, que tenga mi manera. Una chica good, 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 good.
Turn right onto Canon O'Leary Place, then turn left onto Westview.
When we arrived in Cobb, we were a bit bummed to find out that the Titanic Museum was completely sold out for the day. But we didn't let that stop us. We decided to grab a couple of drinks at the bar instead so we could get into the restaurant area. From the deck outside, you can actually see the original wooden platform where the passengers stood before heading out to the ship. Standing there, looking at that pier, it was so moving to realize that was the very last time those people ever touched land before the 1912 tragedy.
Every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, girl, this Monday started the rising sun. Green river, lying on the doorstep, singing sweet song. And it is your son. See, this is my message to you.
We had a great afternoon in Cobb, exploring the town before settling in at John F. Kennedy Park near the port. We spent most of our time eating near the pavilion and enjoying a fantastic live performance by the water. Eventually, it was time to head back to Galway, so we hit the road, but we weren't ready to call it a night just yet. Instead of going straight to the hotel, we decided to head to the Quay's Bar and Grill to soak up the atmosphere and enjoy one last night out to cap off the day.
It's a brand new day. Wake up every morning and say,
Good morning, Galway! So today is our last day here. We wish we would have been here for longer. We always say this, honestly.
Yeah.
But honestly, this time, we really mean it. We came back from all of our adventures last night, and let's just say we had a time. Clifford Moher, I think I'm saying it correctly, was just so stunning. It's better than what I imagined. What can you say about it?
I think it was astonishing. It looked fake.
It did look fake.
Pictures look very fake too, but it's very real, right? It's a beautiful view, and of course, watch out, yeah.
The noise.
It was definitely a great time visiting Moher, you know.
And
Maybe you know, on the next visit, maybe even doing it through a boat. Might be a
from the
different
bottom.
way.
Ooh, the wind.
Seeing the cliffs.
Yes. And I'm just happy that the weather, you see how it's so windy? It gets like this, it gets very rainy. You just never know in Ireland. But we also went to, I think it's called Cove. And that's where the Titanic last docked before they went into the Atlantic, and we all know what happened there.
The rest is history, sadly.
also, because we gotta be on the right side of the road. We also went in a car, like you guys saw, and honestly, Brian, he needs to get an award because I was reading all the reviews and all these comments of people who were riding on the left side for the first time in Ireland, and a lot of people were not so happy and like, okay, we're gonna cross now. We're not so happy like because they had to use their mental capacity more than usual. So, oh my god, I'm crying. More than usual. So a lot of people either hurt their car or hurt their brain and then return their car eventually. But we only had one day and Brian did really great. It's just, what's the trick? What's the trick? How do you feel?
I feel confident the moment I got in, to be honest. Don't sweat it. The only thing I recommend you do is always think left. Always think left. If you could basically every turn that you're gonna do, just think as if you're just making a left turn or just doing any action with your left hand, and in that way, kind of like mentally, you preparing yourself to always remain on the left.
We made sure to end our visit on a high note by going directly to the famous Galway girl to snap a photo. Afterward, we spent some time by the River Corrib, just relaxing and people watching by the water. Before we had to head out towards Dublin on the train, we swung by to pick up our stored luggage and managed to squeeze in last-minute breakfast to fuel up for the journey ahead.
Hello everyone. So we are back in Dublin. Now we're in Dublin. We're gonna be here full day. So we took a nap again. Like I said, it's the green. No, it's the green. No, usually on vacation you try to do everything.
That's right, but you gotta finish some resting time too.
So when we're back, we're staying in another hotel, which is really nice, and we're close to different things. So now we are actually going to go see those different things. And tomorrow we are leaving on a plane to somewhere, and we'll be leaving Ireland. So we're already by, what's her name, Molly? Yeah, Molly. I give Brian full permission to touch another woman's breast.
Permission granted.
Don't get too comfortable. We had a bit of a clueless tourist moment at the Molly Malone statue. We'd heard about the tradition of touching her for good luck, and after rubbing icons like Buddha's belly in the past, we didn't think twice. We just wanted in on this classic traveler's rite of passage. We felt a little silly afterward, as we'd never be disrespectful to an actual woman, but we were genuinely honored to meet the tart with the cart herself. I later learned she was a 17th century fishmonger who supposedly sold cockles and mussels, though many historians believe she wasn't even a real person at all, but rather a symbol of the working class woman who survived Dublin's difficult past.
From there, we headed to the Brazen Head, the oldest bar in Dublin, which was an absolute must-do. Walking inside felt like stepping back to 1198. It was incredible, intimate, and historic, old in the very best way possible. It was the perfect place to soak in the city's soul and toast to our final hours in Ireland.
She took me by the little white hand, let me tip the table. Took me by the little white hand and let me tip the table. So the penny of mine for a soldier boy, and drink it if your neighbor. With the little right hand, by the little hand, by the down the
After leaving the Brazen Head, we made our way back into the Temple Bar area to finish our last night in Dublin. Honestly, the place was lit and the energy was great, but in a way that felt much better than our second night out. It was less intense this time around. The vibes were just right, the music was solid, and everything clicked. It was the perfect way to experience that side of the city without it feeling overwhelming.
Time has finally come and we are leaving Ireland. Look at my under eye, bro. That's crazy. But we had such a great time. We didn't get to do everything here. However, we feel like we would come back again, again. So we are off to another destination now. But however, Ireland was a blast and we're coming back eventually. So like always, what do we say?
Where are we going next?
On our riding adventures.